Hello, my name's Issy Nancarrow. I am the founder of Campaign Learning. And I'm going to take this moment to explain to you the flag model underlines everything that's carried out within Campaign Learning. And it's a model that we follow to make sure that we're using marketing approaches in a way that is complementary to the L&D offer. The flag model itself starts with filter, that's the F. So it's about filtering through all of the messages, everything that surrounds an individual member of staff. So in marketing we call that points of contact. Within your L&D resources, your L&D interventions, you'll have some contact with each member of staff, whatever that might be. It might be communications, it might be courses, it might be e-learning. And with all of the other messages they get from everywhere else in the organisation, from above, from below, from across, from externally, they're getting all sorts of different messages, they're copying different behaviours and getting so many other influences on the way that they operate that it's no wonder it's so difficult to embed learning behaviours through a course. That's why people look at the wider message of what can be included in a learning intervention. So the filter is really about how can you tap into those points of contact with those team members, with those staff. How can you communicate with them in a way that actually filters through all of that noise and has a greater overall impact alongside that learning initiative on the way that person performs within their role. The L, so in flag, second letter, the L is for language, and that's about engaging them with the language. It's not just about using the language that is their first language, it's not just about using language that is easy to digest, it's about engaging them in the message that you are sending out. And again, this goes back to marketing communications. There's a lot of theory and a lot of proof around the way that you package messages and the way that you communicate with people that can either have that impact or not. And it's really looking at what are the main points you want to bring out from this learning, how do you want to impact on behaviours, and how do you set up an entire campaign around a learning intervention that will speak to that learner in a way that engages them, in a way that really gets them to think, I need to listen to this and I need to act on this. And that's where you start to get that draw, that let's see how I can build this into my work and provide a platform for them to actually try out that learning. And then you've got A, this is accessible. And accessible means much more than just mobile, it means much more than just an app. I'm talking now about making sure that learning is there in front of them as much as it possibly can be. Not just on a learning platform, but look at look at what's in front of that member of staff on a day-to-day basis. And how can you have messages right there in front of them every single day? And you've got to do it in a way that's appropriate, in a way that fits the organisation. But there is always a way, whether it's on their internal systems, whether it's within the office. There are so many things surrounding those individual learners, and you can use them as a means to reinforce learning. And finally, there's G, there's goal. And that's really having the end in mind. All of your learning interventions will be linked to a goal, will be linked to something around improving performance, something around increasing compliance, something around helping people with statistics, helping people with specific resources. You will have a goal. Keep that goal in mind, and the campaign will fit around that. Ideally, it can create an entire story around that, because that really is a way to get people to think about embedding behaviours. And that should be in context within the workplace. That should be very clear what that goal is from the start to the finish of that campaign, which will sit completely encompassing that learning initiative from before to after, because that's where you get the chance to give them that draw before the learning happens of why it's important, to carry out the learning, and then to continue to reinforce that, to re-embed that into their behaviours. And within that, you have to have measurables, because there is no point in having a goal if you cannot prove how you're having an impact on that goal, how close you are to achieving that goal. And that has got to be embedded within the campaign, the comparison of the before and the after, and the way that can be built in can be very much through interactive resources. So that's how campaign learning works. It's all founded on, it's on the flag model, it's on filtering through that noise. It's on the engaging language that you use, to making it accessible in front of people and keeping that end goal in mind and actually tracking how far you are to reaching that goal.